Alright. I think the coast is clear. I think I'm good. Alright. Alright folks, how you doing? Listen, I've been kind of on the run lately, so I've been gone for a while, sorry about that. And okay, I think we're good. I think we're fine. Hi folks, it's me, Vash, how you doing? And listen, I've been on the run since E3 for witnessing a crime of epic nature. It was the amazing fucking sodomy of the Xbox One at E3. So I've been on the run since for witnessing this amazing ass ramming by Sony on Microsoft, and as a witness to their crime and not coming forward, they're after me and after you, after everyone. Because holy shit, did you see the fail that was Microsoft at E3? It was pretty bad. It was having this thing. Let's say this is Sony's massive dong as it goes straight up through Microsoft's ass, twisting and turning and keeping going and up and down and up and down and up and boom 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 boom, and just it was let's not ask where I got that from, okay? Let's leave some more questions. That's a whole other video, so let's leave that alone, shall we? Yeah. So, this is obviously way after E3, and I wanted to make sure the dust settled down, as it were, the cooler heads kind of prevailed as we are watching me fly for some reason. Watching me fly. And here we are. So let's talk about it. The next gen is upon us. It will happen this year. It will happen in November. It begins Microsoft and Sony from the gauntlets, and here we are. How bad was Microsoft's press conference? It was pretty shitty. It's pretty shitty as I'm setting up all this here, so I can read this particular thing. I'm gonna not rant on, but it just shows the utter fail of Microsoft's showing at E3. How bad was Microsoft showing at E3? If you were like me, a little bit more saner when it comes to the gaming world, not too much of a fanboy. I am a PS4 fanboy by heart, so if you didn't know that already, I am a PS4 fanboy. But how bad was Microsoft's press conference? If you're like me, you probably heard this in your head repeatedly a couple of times. That's what it felt like for roughly about an hour and a half, 2 hours of a press conference. With each announcement that kept going on, you kept going, yes, the games are here, and some pretty cool games. I think by far the one game that stood out above everything else, I think, was Rise. But beyond that, we all watched Microsoft give their press conference, and we all just felt this dredge of just. They did a massive job of dodging all the big questions about used games, about the DRM, the always online, the manual installs, the inability to lend friends to games with friends, all of that. So each game they put out, it just felt like we were just being treated to. That's really what it felt like. It was pretty much Microsoft taking a big dong and slapping all their fanboys in the face. And then if that wasn't shitty enough, their pledge to indie games was less than lackluster. Yes, we support indie games here at Microsoft, but we're gonna have a Minecraft. Minecraft exploded into a multi-million-dollar game, so you supporting indie games is like Bill Gates supporting the Koch brothers. It's a millionaire supporting a millionaire. That's supporting the indie cause. It just feels like that's really what it came down to. They did nothing to appease it. I'm killing off the horns. You want to hear it again, okay? No more horn. But that's really what it felt like. Microsoft pretty much just said, here are the games we're hoping you're going to enjoy. And that was it. Showed Halo as a... I'm assuming we're all going to assume an FM video. I'm pretty sure that was nowhere close to in-game footage. So we know Halo's coming. That's a God-given descent. But I personally think it would have been better if they did not show Halo. It could have simply said Halo is coming next year with a tile graphic, and that'll be fine. To show Master Chief running through the desert and that big thing looking down on you like you're nothing, and then saying Halo next year. That's great. If you're gonna launch a console, that would be great for this year. But for next year, that's gonna be honestly, look, 343's gonna throw a badass game out, and the game's gonna be fantastic. But let's face it, if you're gonna launch a new console and that that game franchise is in your back pocket, I will leave that out. This is how I see it, we all know a new God of War is coming. And it's at no point during Sony's press conference did they even mention, hyped a God of War game. Because let's face it, if they pulled that off with Kratos and that didn't get shown as a playable launch title, we would have slain Microsoft. I'm sorry, we would have slain Sony right off the bat for how can you show that and not have the launch. I think this works the same way for Halo. It's getting a pass because I think Halo's been out longer, has more of a big rigor, which fan base since it's been out longer. But I think if the tables were turned, we would have been slaying Microsoft at the bat. So past all that, let's get down to the aftermath of E3. Sony's press conference. Ooh, if you're a Sony fanboy like I am, that press conference that shit was sex. That shit was awesome. If you know nothing of the video game industry, all you need to know is this one simple fact and nothing else. It is the only press conference in recent or maybe at all in the history of E3 that there were people standing up and cheering not a game, but a service. Think about that. The biggest show of the year that's all about games and gamers and the gaming culture, the biggest standing ovation wasn't for a game. It was for the policies Sony was implementing for the fan base. No restrictions, come hell or high water. Do your thing. That's it. We're not going to do anything. And all that was obviously was in response to Microsoft's flat out to their own fan base as far as video games, region coding, lending games, reselling of games, the service fees, the always online thing. Sony pretty much said, we're not gonna do any of that shit because it's fucking retarded. And even if you don't believe that, if you believe they just did it in spite of Microsoft, because seeing how much of a backlash they got from it, they did it and blew E3 off its hinges. You never saw it before. You never saw a standing ovation. People cheering for Sony over a service, not a game, a service. How can I put this in perspective? Let's say Warner Brothers signed Eminem, and Eminem's new track dropped, and boom, everyone went nuts for the new track. That's one thing. Now imagine if Warner Brothers said, for the next 20 minutes, all the free music you can get. The service would have got a standing ovation, and people would have flying to the hills. That's the difference. People were cheering for a service, not a game, a service. So that just goes in contrast of what was happening. How bad was it? PS4 in the pre-sale market right now is kicking Microsoft in the teeth. They're to the point where Sony actually had to come out and say we're going to change our forecast for the end of the fiscal year because the demand of the PS4 is a lot higher than we anticipated. And obviously that comes in direct contrast of what happened at E3. People saw what Microsoft was doing, turned off. We saw forums with absolute manic hate of what Microsoft did, and there are a lot of gamers out there, I myself included, I'm going to own both systems, but I think a lot of people that are loyal Xbox fans were either A, thought Xbox was still the shit come hell high water, or really got turned off and said, fuck this, I'm getting a PS4. That's how bad the backlash of the E3 was. That's this is ridiculous. It's so bad, but it feels so good to be a Sony fan that we're getting exclusives. How cool are these exclusives? Assassin's Creed coming out this year. Watch Dogs coming out end of this year. Both third-party games. Both systems are going to get it. But Ubisoft is promising extra content, over an hour content for both systems. Extra missions. I think they're giving Watch Dogs extra 4 missions for Sony. They're giving 3 missions for the 3 extra missions for the PS3 and PS4 versions of the Assassin's Creed 4 coming out at the end of the year. Microsoft ain't getting shit. If they do get it, let's face it, it'll probably be anywhere between a half a year to a year later. They probably will get it, but let's face it, it's coming to Sony first, unless they really dick Microsoft in the ass hard with something similar to this, and then all bets are off. That's how bad it's getting for Microsoft. So, when it looks like Sony's about to hit that final nail in the coffin, when it looks like Sony is in the process of killing off the console war before the console war gets out, you can literally feel coming from Microsoft that they had to do something that we really didn't think they were going to have the balls to do. And I'm going to close that. Says I'm going to kill the shit out of that soundbite in a hot minute. Microsoft had to come out and do this, almost verbatim. For us, the future comes in the form of Xbox One, a system designed to be the best place to play games this year and for many years to come. Whatever. It is our heritage with Xbox to design a system that can take full advantage of advances in technology in order to develop a breakthrough in gameplay and entertainment. We imagine a new set of benefits such as easier roaming, family sharing, and new ways to try and buy games. We deliver in the benefits of a connected digital future. Sounds awesome if they did this from the beginning. However, since unveiling our plans for the Xbox One, my team and I have heard directly from many of you, read your comments, and listened to your feedback. Let's face it, you didn't really listen to the feedbacks of those people. The forums, the fact that your stocks plummeted after the initial release of your Xbox One, followed by the initial drop of your stocks again at E3 when Sony went up, which hasn't happened in Lord knows fucking how long, because Sony's been bleeding red for ages now. So you told us how you love the flexibility you have today with games, deliver on disc, the ability to lend, share, and result, and resell these games at your discretion is of incredible importance to you. Also important to you is the freedom to play offline for any length of time, anywhere in the world. So then, here's what they had to do. They had to change their whole shit they gave us at the first reveal back in May. So, interconnection will not be required to play offline Xbox One games. Trade in, lend, resell, gift, and rent disc-based games just like you do today. Honestly, it's a big deal because GameFly being what it is, GameFly, obviously the game version of Netflix, if the DRM stood true for Xbox One, let's face it, PS4 was going to be killing it on GameFly. In addition to buying a disc from retail, you can also download games from Xbox Live on day of release. Something Sony promised on day one back in February for the PS4. Why Xbox decided now to include that is beyond us, but let's face it, this is us doing the ultimate backtracking. There's so many more things along with this. Never before in the history of gaming has a company had to backtrack so hard in less than a month's time from an E3 press conference, especially for a new console standpoint. This is unheard of. It has never happened before. This is really the holy shit moment in gaming for Lost. I'm gonna kill the other soundbite before that runs over. But yes, this is holy shit. So now we're in the I'm assuming now the official home stretch. We're now into the to be or not to be for the next gen system, because for all of this the cool badass shit these new consoles are doing, let's face it, a lot of the games coming out at the end of the year are going to be both for the PS4, the Xbox One. Also, they're also going to appear on the 360 and the PS3. So the question becomes: is there a next gen game that's a system has that makes you want to buy it? Rise looks good. Does not have any buzz coming out of it post E3 or even during E3 that registered as the must own, have to have game for a system. PS4, Knack, I guess will be the equivalent of that. Looks good. It's getting great reviews, but no one's calling it a must app. It's not a killer app that makes you want to buy the system and that game with it. The two games at the end of the year I think everyone's going to be wanting far and above is Assassin's Creed 4 and Watch Dogs. So if those are the two games you're looking to buy at the end of the year, it's your decision then. Comes down to, do you want the Xbox One or the PS4? And me personally, I'm getting it PS4. I'm gonna have my PS4. It's gonna be fucking awesome. I'm gonna have Watch Dogs for it. Excuse me. Good burn there. Felt nice. Anyways, yeah, so that's what it comes down to. Do I want the Xbox One, the PS4? If I'm going for exclusives, and that's what I'm basing this on, just exclusives, I'm gonna run with the PS4. Why? I'm getting over an hour content for both Assassin's Creed and for Watch Dogs. There's nothing on the Xbox One that's tempting me, that's making me push it to buy this holiday season. I'm going strictly on buying it this holiday season. I don't mean like February next year, summer next year, next holiday season. If we're talking about a launch, have to have it at the launch. Which system is going to give me the most bang for my buck? If you're in the US, maybe Xbox One. Maybe you stick with Rise. Maybe you regardless of the extra content on Watch Dogs Assassins, you go that route and still get those games on Xbox One. The TV service obviously is to make you want to get it for that, but let's face it, that's the other kicker. You still have to do that day one holy shit super install because Microsoft built the system originally to fuck you in the ass for daily content. So I wouldn't be shocked if we had a Wii U repeat, I'm sorry, of the 20-hour fucking initial install, because who knows how big that install is going to be to fix the shit they did. Key in point, the hardware designed to do the DRM is still going to be included. So publishers still have, third-party publishers that still have the ability to fuck you in the ass when it comes to Xbox games being resold and reused. So that problem isn't over yet. But if I had to go between those two, I would say a PS4. I'll get my Watch Dogs and my Assassins. Most people, it's all about brand loyalty. I'm gonna get both. And the question is, to be next gen or not to be next gen? I don't see the need to be next gen. I really don't. There's no game that makes me want to have it now. Features definitely need to have now abilities, but there's no killer app. There's not that one game that each system has that says, holy shit, I need to buy this system to play this game. Not a system has that. Each system is going to have the third-party games that have that rush to go, I want it now, I must have it now. You know, beating off to that kind of thing. And I'm in a fucking prison, aren't I? I am. It's a fucking prison. It's a Sephiroth backdrop. Yes. It's a magical. It's mystical. It's fantastic. So, it's up to you, folks. What's the next gen for you? Is it to be now or to wait? I personally, if the money situation holds as it is, I'm getting the PS4 at the end of the year just because I want my PS4 at the end of the year. I'm not getting my PS3 because I'm not trading in my PS3 because most systems already said, no backlogging, you're fucked with that. And then the good thing is region free. Everyone else disturbed by the fact that Sony from the bat said no region free problems. They get any game from any world. Microsoft had to wait till now after Sony fucked them in the ass to do that. But hey, it is what it is. So I'm rambling. I'm doing that kind of thing. But who cares? It's my show, and most times most people don't watch it, so who cares? I can do whatever I want. But if you are sticking with me this long, then I want to hear from you. What's it going to be? Xbox One, PS4, this holiday launch, or are you going to wait till next year? Me personally, if I can pull it off this year, I'm going to do it this year, but trust me, I'm not going to be crying bloody murder at the end of the year. That didn't get my system. So, post C3, here we are. PS4 versus Xbox, to be next gen or not to be next gen. It's up to you, folks. So, until next time, I'm Vash. I'll be around again at some point, and I'm gonna go back into hiding again because apparently, who knows, Sony may come out with something else in the near future and ask for Microsoft again. So, next time, folks, eat, drink, be merry, Vash, and get my fuck grammar, and be safe out there. Peace. Oh, and hail Kratos. Bitches.